Welcome, everyone, to my webinar 4 Steps to Go from Uninspired and Hiding Your True Self to Confidently Enjoying Your Career and Life, even if you feel burnt out and disconnected from your passions. Let's get started. I'm Genesis, and I'm known as the best person to talk to when you're ready to get what you want out of your career, not just what you think you have to accept. For over 4 years, I have helped many people explore their values, their priorities, and then look at their options and strategize a plan to realize their dreams. I earned a master's of education and a bachelor's in psychology from Oregon State University, and I've always worked in roles that helped people get what they wanted in banking, housing, academic advising and teaching with university students, and career coaching. I have a passion for helping people make the changes they need to feel happy and at peace with their authentic desires. Ultimately, I believe in the benefits that come from people knowing who they are and being their authentic selves. I believe this helps us all have less resentment and more honest, happy relationships. I believe that this is what self-love and self-care looks like in action, and we can bring that into our careers and our lifestyles. I'm so excited to talk with you today if you're ready to move your career and lifestyle to the next level. So what I'm sharing today is the exact process I went through and have been sharing with others who also have found success in reaching our dreams of truly being able to say, I love my career and life, and feeling honest about it. I'm going to show you how to stop choosing the wrong job and burning out, and instead explore who you are and teach you how to go after what you really want. And as a quick heads up, I'll be emailing you some of the details I highlight in this webinar, so check your emails from me this week. I'm doing this so you can sit back, relax, and focus in on what I'm sharing here today. So I'd encourage you to close any other tabs you have open, wrap up that last email or text you need to hit send on, put your phone on silent, and really prioritize your needs right now. You deserve to prioritize yourself for the next hour with me. So let's dive in. It's time to rethink your fears. Making big changes doesn't have to be terrifying or even scary. There are ways to ensure you're making the right decision for you, and today I'm going to show you how. Not working towards your next set of goals is the problem. Lack of purpose leaves us feeling empty, stuck, and uninspired, which leads to that burnout feeling that is so draining. Denying your inner voice doesn't work. It hurts you and your relationships when you hide who you are and what you want. It can damage your career advancement, your lifestyle satisfaction, and your overall life if you're not sure of what you want, or if you're hiding what you know you want, or you're not actively working towards your next set of goals. And if that means making big changes, you need to be working on that, gaining the support you need to move forward with clarity, courage, and confidence. And all of this matters because you matter. Life is short, and you only get one life to live. The relationship between career satisfaction and life satisfaction is strong. We spend on average the same amount of time at work, if not more, than we do awake and in our free time at home. If we're working a standard 40 hours a week job, sometimes that looks like 45 or more, we're spending more of our life at work. And if we're working in a job that doesn't align well for us, and we're constantly needing to recharge and just constantly denying our needs and our desires for change, then these experiences add up and truly weigh us down so we can't even enjoy our free time because we're always in recovery mode from our unhappy routine. And the more invested we are in our work because we actually enjoy it and it works well for us to sustain our passion in, the more engaged we are. And the more engaged we are, the more opportunities we find to share our thoughts and give back to the company, sign up for new opportunities. And this leads to more leadership in the company, new opportunities, promotions, and increased financial support. So if you're tired of feeling lost, uninspired, or inauthentic, and you want a career and life you don't need to constantly escape from, you're in the right place. If you want to give your time generously and without resentment, and you want to be making well-aligned career and lifestyle choices, you're in the right place. But what does that really mean? So as a quick heads up, I want you to stick with me to the end of this webinar training. It's just about 1 hour long. And at that point, I'm going to explain how you can get a personalized strategy to align your career so you can start enjoying your life again. And I want to throw this out there. I'm not selling anything during this training, so really just sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy what I'm going to share with you today. So I designed this training for a very specific woman. She can't stop admiring the freedom and happiness other people are living and keeps comparing her uninspiring, passionless career and life to theirs because deep down, she wants to wake up feeling inspired to live every single day, but she doesn't know where to start. She fears being herself. She has to hide her true feelings and say yes to everything that anyone asks her to do, instead of being true to herself and honest with others about what she wants and what she doesn't want. She worries about if she's going to wake up one morning and think, where did my life go? Because she's working so much at a job she hates. She's ready to quit her job, but she loves her students, or her clients, or her patients. And she needs to figure out a way to make her career work for her and her family, and find a job that she won't want to quit again. I designed this training for me years ago before I got to do this work. So if you're here, I understand. And I hope that you will stick with me till the end today and really get something out of this webinar. So let's get real for a second. You wouldn't be here if you had a clear strategy to know what career you want that would actually be a good fit for you, how to actually get that job, and felt confident in the pursuit of your dream life, right? Well, rest assured, like I said, I've been there, and I'm so excited to share with you the exact process you're looking for so you can reach those goals. Because what if you could identify your core personality attributes so that you know exactly what you're looking for in your next job? What if you could reflect on your past experiences and make meaningful connections so you can see your patterns of behavior and make wise decisions for your career? What if you could know and effectively use tools and resources to explore career options that align well with you so you can actually land your perfect job? And if you could learn a process to create and complete goals related to your career and life aspirations, and truly feel unstoppable in achieving your dreams, regardless of how hectic things get with your students, your clients, your patients, your work, your family. What if you could feel prepared to experience the single most important activity that will help you build and expand your professional network so that you can make the connections you need to get you where you want to go? What if you could know exactly what you'll say when you start taking action to change your lifestyle and start to inform your current employers, your family, and your friends, and make sure that you're keeping all those relationships intact, keeping things on good terms? And ultimately, what if you could recover from that awful place of burnout after months, maybe even years, of trying to juggle it all, your career, your family, and your well-being, and finding yourself in a place of burnout? I'm not talking about a magical potion to fix all your problems. I have no magic wand. A one-size-fits-all approach to happiness doesn't exist. That's not what this is. What I'm talking about is a process that requires hard work. And if you're not looking for a process to engage with that can truly help you transform your career and lifestyle into one that aligns well with your authentic self, your needs, your values, your strengths, then this webinar is not for you. And I've supported hundreds of people over the past 4 years, and it is my hope that you will succeed. But I'm not making any promises. I can't promise you any results because I nor anyone else can do the work for you. So as we go through this training today, I want you to remember that I've got an unfair advantage here. I've studied how to accomplish this challenging work for years at university and have taught this process to hundreds of people. I've learned from my own and others' experiences. I have mastered the difficult task of getting to know who I really am and prioritizing my needs over and over and over again. I've already had the honest, sometimes tearful conversations about the changes I craved. I've navigated the shifts in my career and personal life when necessary. I've taken those risks and I've invested in myself. But I promise it's an easy to follow process that I'm going to break down for you today, step by step. So, if you have a job that drains you, I know how you feel. I used to have to stand on stage and give presentations in front of huge groups of people for hours every day. This caused me so much anxiety and triggered a lot of my own body shaming insecurities and left me feeling tired and really terrified of work and anxious all the time. I was so tired because these presentations were to groups of 500 to 1,000 people for hours, multiple days a week. It was exhausting. And that just didn't work well for me. It drew so much of my energy. And in this job, the crowds just kept getting bigger and bigger. That was part of the job's goal. But it just didn't work for me. And seeing that that was my future with that company scared me so much, but I didn't really know where else to go. At another job I worked at, I would consistently get pressured into taking on more and more responsibility. I valued the mission of the organization, but I didn't want to give my entire life to work just to fit in, because that seemed to be the company's culture, just selflessly give and give and give and, don't you care? It was really unhealthy. And I kept getting rewarded for my ability to do the new tasks that they kept assigning me, without additional pay or promotions. But I was doing all this work well. And so I would get rewarded by getting more work to do. It was really unfair. And I didn't know how to say no. I couldn't set limits at work because my identity was so wrapped up in my job. I became a workaholic because I was constantly trying to fit in and do a good job and people please out of fear of losing my relationships, status, and really just not knowing what else to do, how to stop it. I had so many limiting beliefs about myself, my self-worth, and my career opportunities. So I just kept agreeing to it. Day after day, I stayed, and I resented it. I became so unhappy and overwhelmed. I started to feel sick whenever I thought about work, which was all the time, because again, I didn't know how to set boundaries on work. And I began having a really hard time sleeping, and it just kept getting worse physically and mentally. Cut to my husband finding me paralyzed with anxiety during a panic attack. I was sitting on the couch with him one Sunday, and I was just completely zoned out. He said something to me about the Gilmore Girls episode we were watching, and I couldn't even hear that he was talking to me until he was tapping my leg and shaking my arm and kind of shouting, like, "Are you okay?" He got really worried, and I felt stuck. I didn't feel like I could turn to him and say, like, "Hi, yes," or respond, I was completely frozen. And I was just having so much anxiety and fear and stress. And finally, I was able to turn to him, and we had this moment of recognition, like, what am I doing here? I started to see what continuing to live the lifestyle that I had created for myself was really doing to me and my health and my relationships. My life was one that drained me, stressed me out, and took far too much recovery time, so much so that my brain was checking out. After months of feeling like I was failing at my job, even though I was getting more work and, getting these external rewards, I felt awful. I really started to hate it. And then I began to wonder, well, what if the problem isn't me or this job? Maybe we're both fine, right? But what if the problem is me and this job? What if I'm just not a good fit for this type of work? Just because I technically could do it didn't mean I had to, right? And I finally realized that it was time to stop people-pleasing and start trusting myself. I needed to learn to listen to what my inner voice kept telling me. Grant yourself freedom. Find courage to live a lifestyle that is authentic for you. That's where you'll feel the most confident and alive. So I did it. I stopped hiding my true feelings and sacrificing myself for my job over and over again. I decided to really start applying all that I had learned over the years about psychology and education, relationships, to me, and make personally informed career choices. And fast forward to today, my life is so completely different. I no longer feel like I have to hide who I am and concede to others' directions out of fear. Instead, I've created a freer lifestyle that is authentic to me and makes me feel confident and at peace. I can honestly tell people that I'm happy now because I'm living in alignment with my true values and priorities, and I'm working in a job that provides me with an opportunity to support others without sacrificing my own well being. I can connect better with my husband, my friends, my family, and keep healthier boundaries both at work and at home. I have kinder, more compassionate thoughts that help me keep a positive outlook on life. And I truly end my days feeling like a rock star because my work aligns well with who I am. I know I'm making a difference. I'm getting to be generous and loving and caring for people without it draining me so much that I can't do those things for myself. So these are a few pictures I wanted to share with you. It's me enjoying my life confidently and authentically. I'm more comfortable in my body. I wore a swimsuit at the beach recently. I'm wearing tank tops when it's 100 degrees out. I used to always cover up and just feel really insecure and just want to hide. I've now been skiing and rode a bike, two things that scared me for so long. I never wanted to try them. But now I'm confidently doing the things I've always wanted to do. I've ended toxic relationships that filled my time with really unhealthy relationships. And now I'm getting to do things that are life-giving to me, things that make me excited to live. I have more empowering thoughts, and I'm more mindful of my thoughts and my feelings. I've set new boundaries that help me stay healthy, both mentally and physically. I'm getting to work from home now and do meaningful work that allows me to be me. As you can see there in the bottom left, so it was really cold one day and I was doing work at home and my dog came and just curled up next to me. I've been on hikes, I've been out just so much more. My life is so much more me. I get to feel free. So if any of that sounds like what you want to be doing with your life, then you're absolutely in the right place. So now I'm going to show you the exact process I had to go through and that I've helped many other women go through to achieve the same success and truly transform their career and lives into ones that are centered on their authentic needs and truly bring self-love into action. So these are the 4 steps that you're going to need to take to confidently enjoy your career and life too. We'll start with step 1, where I am and how I got here. So in this step, you're really trying to gain awareness of what people, events, and decisions have influenced you the most thus far, both positively and negatively, because you want to get to know what decisions have really influenced where you're at today. How did you get here? How do you make decisions? And be honest with yourself and evaluate how your life is going really. How are you spending your time and with who? How do you feel about those choices? Do you have positive or negative thoughts overall? Are you finding any patterns showing up that aren't really healthy for you? Or can you learn from your past about what does work for you and maybe bring that more into your decision-making style? This matters because it's the foundational step to really achieve the changes you want. It instills a deep sense of understanding of the strength that you've exhibited so far in your life, the things that are working for you and aren't. Really being able to see what is and isn't working gives you the power to make changes, and it gives you the motivation to work towards your dreams. You'll learn more about how you make decisions, so you can start looking at your current and future choices with greater insight. So in short, this process helps you see your patterns and your choices and get to know how you work. It's the foundational step to creating a lifestyle that actually centers you and your needs. For me, this looked like recognizing just how much of all my symptoms were related to my choices. I saw how much more power I actually had over my life circumstances. I was looking back and I recognized I cried all the time. I was emotionally so stressed out and drained. I had just accepted that I was just someone who cried a lot. And now I'm not. It's not just that I cry all the time. I was emotionally exhausted. I started looking at how many nights I spent tossing and turning instead of actually sleeping, giving my brain what it needed to show up for me the next day. I started recognizing how much I was checking out mentally to avoid my reality instead of really living my life. And ultimately, I saw a pattern of choosing what other people wanted or what I thought other people would want and sacrificing my true desires over and over and over again, so much to the point that my mental and physical symptoms were just so negative and really draining. And I was exhausted. I truly felt that I was burnt out. So from this first step, really getting to know where you're at and how you got there, you're able to move into step 2 and start evaluating who you truly are and what your work view is. So what this looks like is clarifying who you really are and learning to trust your internal wisdom. So getting to know your values, your strengths, your skills, your identities, your personality traits, and what motivates you in your work. So what do you need to feel enjoyment at your career? What kind of jobs align well with you? What's your long-term career goals? Getting to know how all of who you are plays into what you want out of your career, so that you can actually honor those specific traits and prioritize your needs. This step also benefits you because you're able to explain who you are and what that means you want, need, and will excel at within your career. But this really matters because as women who are socialized in the United States, we may be likely to spend much of our time in community with others where we're encouraged to silence our true desires. At work, at home, at church, in clubs and community, we can easily lose sight of our specific needs and wants. But having a strong sense of self is crucial towards being able to feel confident when you're expressing your needs and wants, which in turn makes it easier for others to respect what we ask for in our careers and in our lifestyles and in our relationships. We need to know what we want in order to even ask for it. And every decision-making process looks similar. You get to know what you want, explore your options, set a goal with both of those pieces in mind, then decide. However, when you've made decisions for your career or lifestyle in the past, you may not have been as aware of the what you want stage of the decision-making process. So gaining more insight into who you are makes it easier to set goals in line with your true needs and wants, and makes decisions that work well for you and your priorities easy. For me, this looked like finally accepting just how drained I was all the time and truly recognizing that that's because I'm an introvert. And being on stage all day, working in a huge group for a big organization with people around me all day long wasn't going to work for me long term. I couldn't recharge fast enough. So as an introvert, right, I need time every day to decompress on my own, to read, to listen to music, to just have quiet time, to meditate. But this job took so much of me that it wasn't going to work in the long term of my career. And I saw that the job I was in was going to continue demanding more and more and more of me. And I was able to see finally that I wasn't okay with that. But I needed to accept this about myself and start getting what I wanted out of my career. I finally decided that I deserved to not feel so down and drained all the time in my career and life, and deserve to work in a job that's well aligned with who I am and what I want out of my life and in a work community. So after getting to know where you are, how you got there, getting to know your true self and what you want out of your workplace, both your current job, your next job, your long-term career goals, getting to know how all of that aligns well with you, you want to start identifying where you're actually going. So you want to set goals to reach your dreams that align well with who you are and what you truly want. Creating specific goals with clear steps to reach them that come from a place of personal meaning, and get clear on what you need to do or who you need help from to get there will help you actually achieve that really big, pressing goal that will transform your lifestyle of having a well-aligned career and lifestyle, right? So you need to know where you're going. This matters because if we don't do this step, we're essentially aiming for a destination without a roadmap. Knowing more about yourself is valuable when making any decision, and in the process of aligning your unique self with a career and a lifestyle that you feel confident and happy in, it's crucial. You need to have clear goals to always be able to check in and confirm how your choices are or are not helping you meet your goals. So having that clear, step-by-step, easy-to-follow routine will continue getting you closer and closer to your ideal career and lifestyle. You will feel more at peace by making decisions that are in your best interest, because you clearly can see how that one small decision will add up to your longer-term goals. So I have many examples listed here, but I want to talk specifically about expanding your network and using informational interviews to do that, because 85% of jobs are found through networking according to LinkedIn. So typically, when people hear networking, they imagine mingling at happy hour, passing out business cards, and hoping you bump into the right person and can think of exactly what you hope to ask them right on the spot. And that's really stressful. And that doesn't sound like a really good way to expand your professional network to me, especially if you're introverted and you like structure like me. You're probably like, no thanks. So wouldn't you rather have an opportunity to ask the specific questions related to your job and career exploration one-on-one with someone who's currently working in that field? Well, that's what an informational interview gives you the chance to do. You can contact, interview, and develop a relationship with someone in your field that you're considering that hopefully will build a relationship that will last. And that can be one of the strategies that you use on your path of gaining clarity about where you're going. So if you know you want to get a job in a certain field, one of the step-by-step actions you can take is go out and informational interview people in that field or in that organization. So you've seen steps 1 through 3 so far, and now we're going to talk about step 4, how I'm actually going to get there. So you may have your clear plan, right? You know exactly where you're going. You know the steps you need to take, right? So applying for certain jobs, meeting people in that field, really going and interviewing well, following up, etc., making that career change. But how do you actually prepare for the shift? You prepare your script of what changes you're going to make so that you can start being courageous in the communication of your plans. Because at this point, you may have to start making some asks or saying no to others, setting some new boundaries. And that's okay. But knowing exactly where you want to go and why you want it will help you make changes and show others that you're serious about your plans. So what new connections could you be making by being honest about what you want? What additional time could you gain in your schedule to actually prioritize what you need to do to be successful in your career and your lifestyle transformation? So step 4 is all about getting there, right? And one of the biggest pieces is talking about what you want. So here is a very clear script that you could prepare. If you were making an ask of someone, here's an example of what that might look like. So I recommend writing a clear mission statement that's easy for you to share. So you could just fill in the blanks. So for example, I will get a new job with a higher pay that I actually enjoy doing within the healthcare field that aligns well with who I am by the end of the year. That means I need to start meeting people who work in healthcare. Can you help me connect with anyone in this field to start learning more about what they do? That's a great ask that you can have prepared in your mind or in an email. You can post this even on your Facebook and start communicating with people about what changes you're trying to make and actually make an ask for it. Show up for yourself and take action. And here's an example of a no or setting a new boundary. So again, you'd want to write a mission statement that's easy to share. So for this example, you'll say, I will get a new job as a real estate agent by the end of the year. That means I will need to earn my real estate license. I will need to prepare for that test by taking a prep course. So I will no longer be able to watch my niece every day after school, but I can still do it twice a week. What days would you prefer? So in this example, maybe you were watching your niece every day after school, and now you need more time to prioritize your needs. What this allows you to do is clearly, and without making a demand, negotiate your time with other people in a way that prioritizes your need, but doesn't just kind of walk all over them, right? You're not all of a sudden like, peace out, I'm doing me, bye-bye, right? This is how you can actually keep your relationships intact while moving forward and prioritizing yourself. And this step really matters because the changes you want are not going to happen overnight. You'll need to have a solid plan in place, support where you need it, and the courage to get started. And what happens if we don't do this step is that we don't get to gain the confidence we deserve by taking action to achieve what we want and need. And change can be scary, and doing it alone is not sustainable to actually reach your goals. By step 4, you'll be walking the walk and discovering how to harness your strength into action to build a career in life that you love. And you truly need to take action in order to feel confidence in your decision. When we don't act on our desires, we start building false truth in our minds that says we can't, we shouldn't, we won't be able to. And the longer we stay stuck, the louder and more solidified those false beliefs become. When we're honest and courageous about what we want, we start being able to have better boundaries because it helps us respect ourselves and shows others what we need to feel respected too. This helps us to feel gratitude, support, and peace of mind by working with others and getting our needs met. Ultimately, this is the step that solidifies to you and those around you that you matter. For me, this looked like telling my boss that I had applied to graduate programs and that I would hopefully be getting into one and ultimately be leaving my job at the end of that summer. I also informed them that I would need to take a few days off over the next couple of months for interviews, but assured them that I did want to keep my job until then and continue using my skills and experience with the company to learn and grow and serve their clients. They were thankful that I was honest with them up front and gave them plenty of time to train up someone else to do the work I was doing for their company. We were able to negotiate how to get my needs met and their needs met. We ended things peacefully, and they even wrote me a letter of recommendation and were always supportive. Furthermore, by sharing my intentions for graduate school and wanting to earn my master's of education, I learned that one of my coworkers' sisters worked in the field, and my coworker got us connected for an informational interview. I learned more about the field and felt even more committed to my goal and sure that this was the best path for me because she was able to give me inside details into what to really expect. So these are the 4 steps. I've detailed them for you, but one thing I want to highlight here is that there's arrows pointing from step 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. That all makes sense, right? But there's also one going from 4 to 1. And what that is about is that this process is cyclical. Once you truly get down how to work through this process to confidently enjoy your career and life and center your needs, you're able to do this over and over again in all sorts of areas of your life, over and over, whenever you hit a roadblock. And if you feel like, you know what, I've been at this position for 5 years, I'm ready for some new growth, some new challenges, you start over at step 1. And it's really helpful to truly gain awareness of and a commitment to bringing your self-love needs and self-care into action and honoring all that you need to be authentic and feel free and have a life that you love living. So now I want to introduce you to someone. So this is Alexis, Alexis was working in a job that met her basic needs, but didn't give her room to grow. She wasn't getting to use all her skills and her strengths to the fullest. And she knew it was time to make a change in her career, but didn't feel sure of what move to make. Like she shared in her review, we worked together to boost her self-confidence and her understanding of herself so that she could make a difficult career choice. And now she's in a new career with a new organization in a new state. She made some big changes to her career and lifestyle and is excelling beyond her wildest dreams because she's doing work that truly aligns with who she is and what she wants out of her workplace. And also, I want to introduce you to Brittany. Brittany's a librarian who struggled with self-confidence and trusting herself before we got to work together. So much so, to the point that she would deny her needs and people please until she felt unable to even take care of herself. After working together, she now feels that she can trust herself more, prioritize her needs, set appropriate boundaries, and have the words to explain herself so that she can have healthy, comfortable relationships, and truly bring self-love into action in her career and her lifestyle. So at this point, I've shown you my step-by-step system for creating change to confidently enjoy your career and life. You've been focused on your personal growth here with me today for almost an hour. You know this is important. You've heard Alexis's, Brittany's, and my story. You know that this system works. And if you're ready to take action, then let's get started. I've set aside some time to talk to you about how you can apply these ideas right away. And this is completely free of charge. I want to connect with you and build a relationship because I know that considering life changes can feel really scary and overwhelming, and I want to offer my support by talking with you on a career strategy session. So what happens on this call? Well, it's a conversation. I'll ask you lots of questions to get to know you and help you gain clarity on what is and what isn't working for you. And I'll help you make a decision about what the best next step for you to take is to achieve your dream career and lifestyle. This call is for action takers who are ready for a change. We'll decide if working together would make sense to reach your goals. And if so, we'll get you started right away. And I may or may not offer you an invitation to work with me. And if we decide not to work together, then that's totally okay too. I'll still try and point you in the right direction. But there are some requirements for this call. So I think we should talk as soon as possible if you know that life is short and you want to make the most out of the time that you have and you're ready to take action. If your definition of a successful life is one that is founded on your happiness, if you want to give your time generously and without resentment, then this call is for you. If you value connection with other people when you're working on achieving your goals and you're ready for an expert support, if you're ready to radiate awesomeness and feel fearless in the pursuit of your dreams, then we should talk. If you believe that we're all works in progress and that our personal growth is something we can influence, and you want a personalized strategy and support to identify and pursue a job you love so you can truly enjoy your lifestyle confidently, then we should talk soon. And this call is not for you if you want to stay where you are and you don't think you need support. If you believe that now is not the best time to live a life you love because there's always tomorrow. If you don't mind feeling resentful, angry, and bitter about how you spend your time. If you believe that other people should define your life because they probably know you better than you could ever even know yourself, then this call is not for you. And if you'd rather keep doing what you're doing and don't want to know what it feels like to be courageous and confident, then this call is not for you. I work with action takers who are ready for a career and lifestyle change, who want to feel more confident in who they are and have clarity on where they're going with their career and their lifestyle, and who are looking for a step-by-step process to engage with, and who want support and guidance on this journey from an experienced career coach and self-love educator. If you think you can do this work on your own, go ahead and try it, piece it together, and see how things go. If you aren't interested in applying my well-developed program that's worked for hundreds of other people, that's okay. but then this call is not for you. So I don't want you to take my word on it. These calls are really helpful, and if you're serious about making the most of your time and confidently enjoying your career and lifestyle, we should talk. And like I said, don't just take my word on it. So Carrie said, I have struggled for years, wondering what I should do with my life. I've wanted to work from home for as long as I can remember, but could never muster the courage to do so. When I had my career strategy session, Genesis was able to take everything I told her, my dreams, my fears, and put it into perspective for me. I can't wait to get to work. I highly recommend getting your free career strategy session. And Jessica shared, speaking with someone who truly understands the psychology of where I'm coming from within one call was not only invaluable, but inspiring. Thank you, Genesis, for helping me gain such valuable insight on how to take myself and my business to a whole new level. So if you want to apply for a call to talk to me one-on-one and get started with everything I've talked to you about today and really see how it might work in your life, go to my website, www.genesisrose.com/book a session and apply for a career strategy session. And I really want to know, are you ready? Have you been thinking about how this system could change your life too? So I want to ask, would you rather spend hours applying to job after job that maybe you meet the minimum requirements for, but you really aren't excited about? You know you could do it, but you don't really want to. Or would you rather develop self-love, increase your self-knowledge so you can clearly articulate who you are and what you want, get out there and confidently pursue professional connections, apply for jobs that you know you can do well in and are actually excited about doing? It's going to leave you feeling like a rock star at the end of your day? Which sounds better to you? Which path are you going to take? I want you to know that I truly want to help you. I know how difficult every day felt when I was living a lifestyle that wasn't truly authentic for me. I want to help because I don't think you should have to continue sacrificing your passion and hiding your true self for even one day more. Also, I have a big heart. When we chat, you'll learn that I genuinely want you to feel heard, accepted, and supported. I truly believe that you're here on this training for a reason. I'm guessing something isn't going quite right in your career or your lifestyle design. So let's talk and get you on the right track. So if you're ready to move forward, then let's chat. I want to help you apply what you learned today. Don't let fear, doubt, or any of your past negative beliefs keep you stuck any longer. Apply today for a free career strategy session by going to my website, www.genesisrose.com/book a session. And I want to just throw this out there as a bit of caution. These free individual career strategy sessions get booked up really quickly. So if you're an action taker and you're ready to move forward, I really encourage you to go right now and book your session because I only have a few calls available per week, so you want to reserve your spot as soon as possible. So I hope you learned something helpful today. At this point, you've seen exactly my process that I work with all my clients on. If you're excited by it, if you're interested in seeing how it could work for you and you're ready to move forward, I can't wait to talk with you. Please go to my website, apply for a career strategy session so you can achieve your dreams. I can't wait to talk with you. Thanks for your time today, and I look forward to getting to work with you. Bye.